can't see. Hey, we're live. Hey everybody, I'm using a program, so hopefully this works. I'm testing something out for the very first time at home. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tisha Lady, and we are here in my kitchen. When you check in, I'm doing this live on YouTube as well as Facebook at the same time. You don't love to multitask. What I want you to do is when you check in, let me know where you're representing, what city, what state, what country, what's going on in your world. So today, backstory. As some of y'all saw, I posted on my Facebook page, Tisha Lady Spencer. Follow me on Facebook. Basically, I was watching a guy called Strictly Dumpling. Now, Strictly Dumpling is a YouTuber, foodie blogger all over Asia. And this particular one, he was doing dumplings and he was doing, I think it was a buffet dim sum. Now, I love dim sum. Give you some every time, but you know. So I fell asleep. Now, you all know what happens when you fall asleep watching something. You tend to either dream about it or start craving it the next day. You know, you fall asleep watching a horror movie, you tend to have nightmares type situation. Well, I fell asleep dreaming about dim sum and fish cakes and different things like that. So the next day, I woke up craving it. So I went to one of our local international supermarkets. It's called H Mart. Now, H Mart has everything, not just Asian, like Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Thai, but they also have Spanish food as well. And when you go in there, you actually get a good pricing for a lot of their foods. That's one of my favorite places to go get meats and stuff because they're very well priced. But I go there to get a lot of my Asian themed food. So everything I'm about to show you came from H Mart. Some H Marts actually have full food courts inside of there. They have amazing produce, everything you would need. Now, I did start cooking a couple of things already. And as I can see, my flame might be a little bit too hot. Maybe that just was just cooked. No, it's just that. Flame's not too hot. That just cooked really fast. So basically what I have behind me is called fish cakes. So this is the fish cake bag. Now, fish cake literally is cakes of fish. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but fish cakes, you normally find fish cakes in like soups and stews. Some of y'all that eat pho and different types of Japanese noodles like takanatsu. I'm saying it's so wrong, but it's this noodle that you make, and inside of it, they'll have like the little slices of something white with maybe pink circles. Those tend to be fish cake. A lot of times you're eating it and don't realize it. There's like no real ingredient, but the fish cake really is just like, according to this, it starts out with like fish paste, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to read. But generally, you do find these in soups. But in street food, they'll make fish cake patties and pancakes where it's fried on the top of like a pancake, and it's fried. Sometimes it's stuffed with stuff. This is mixed ones because I wanted to try. I wanted to try different ones. While we're talking, I need to start my lost one. I want to start my steamer because I have some stuff in here steaming, and I needed to go ahead and get it going so we can get to the point of actually trying it. Now, everything that I have, again, it came from H Mart. Everything's going to go in a Ziploc bag to preserve it, and plus this stuff spills everywhere. So this is mixed. Now, there's different ways you can get the fish cake. I also have a fish cake that looks like a sausage. I saw sliced fish cake. I saw different shaped fish cake. So fish cake it's very versatile. Of all the videos I've watched, fish cake is something that is definitely a very high street food type thing. And I'm going to pick this up so I don't accidentally step on it and roll and then hit the floor. Throw it away. But I wanted to try fish cake just kind of like on its own. So back here, I'm actually frying up some fish cake just to see what it tastes like. And inside here, I also have, which one do I have in there? I have this one. What about this one? Nope, I have this one in here. I have crispy pot stickers. Now, everybody should be familiar with a pot sticker. You know, you go to the Chinese place, you go to the Japanese place, you go to the buffet place, you get pot stickers. Now, pot stickers can be cooked on the stove, or they can be steamed. Most traditional way is to cook them on the stove. We'll get them from the supermarkets, and we'll just throw them into a pan and cook them really quick. But what I like about pot stickers is so many different things. And this one particular is by Bibigo, and it is a Korean-inspired crispy pot sticker made with beef, pork, and vegetables. So I haven't tried this particular one yet. And then inside of the steamer, I have the take it out the bag for you. The leek yaki goiza. I think I'm saying that right. This is #1 best-selling according to the bag. So inside of here, there's leek. Now, I know that might seem like a little bit weird, but I have some leek pancakes that I also have in there. And the leek ones, I have leek, cinnamon, and sweet potato. In my opinion, leek is the best flavor. I love the leek flavoring because it has like a slightly sweetness, but an earthy flavor to it. And I don't know, it's just amazing. So this is what's actually sitting in the stove. I mean, not in the stove, sitting on top of the stove. That's actually frying. And I started these. Hold on a second. Let me flip these. I'm going to take the fish cake out. One of them cooked a lot faster than I anticipated it to cook. So one's a little bit extra brown. Wasn't anticipating it. That's my steamer. My magic steamer, thanks to my mom. So that's what I have sitting inside of the, it's almost done. It's almost done. And then we have the shrimp shumai. The shumai dumplings. Now, shumai dumplings can be, again, they can be steamed, they can be microwaved, they can even be deep fried if you wanted to. I like them steamed personally. That's what's in here too. I prefer to steam them. And I think my dumplings are just about ready because when you hear that added sizzling, generally that means to me they're done and possibly something may have opened. So I still got one. Let me take this one out. So these are my fish cakes, and I'm going to show them to you in a minute. I'm going to give you a closer view in just a second. But I want to finish explaining my shrimp shumai. So shumai is a dumpling that has a little bit of an opening at the top. I don't know if you can see it. But with the shumai. Now the shumai can have any kind of flavorings in it. It can have shrimp, chicken, pork, vegetables, whatever you kind of really want in it. But I like these because they're very delicate in flavor. So some of these I've had as far as like I've had boys up, had dumplings. Some of these I've never actually had these flavors. Now I've had the shrimp shumai dumplings before. That's not new to me. I just kind of like them. So I figured I would show it to you because I like them. So that's there. Then we have, I showed you the beef, pork, and vegetable dumpling, which I'm closing up this bag. These bags have like sealable things in it. So I don't have to put this into a Ziploc bag because it already has the little snap things on here. So that one, this is the one that I fried. And then what I'm about to put on the stove now that the pan is clear, and we have about 5 minutes left of these, this is called Karaage chicken, and I'm saying it completely wrong, so you can see it. If I had something I knew how to zoom, I would zoom into this. Again, this is another very popular street food that you can get in Japan, Korea type situation. Now, I've seen these in a lot of the street foods, and I actually saw this in Philly recently at the Philly Festival, and they were selling it, and they had it in a little container. So that's what this is. Again, this could be microwave, baked, or toaster oven. We're frying them. Why not? I got the oil going. I got the fryer going. So we're going to pop a couple of these into the pan, and if I scream, it means I got popped because it's very hot. Ah! And there we go. Almost got popped, but I will save. Now, the next thing I'm super excited to have, this is takoyaki. Now, some of you are about to say ill. Go ahead. Do you know what takoyaki is? Now, I actually learned about takoyaki through a Sarah of mine she got real excited, and I was like, why are you so excited? What is this? Takoyaki is basically octopus balls. Wait, that's upside down. This is grilled wheat cakes with octopus. Takoyaki. I'm like super excited to be able to find these in the store because I normally have to go to a Japanese restaurant. Oh, there's this thing I have to pull. I usually have to go to a restaurant to get these. So Japanese restaurant. You have to go to a real one, a real nice one to get a good one of these. So when they make these, they have these little, and I'm like so fascinated how they make them. Now, the takoyaki, this one is filled with octopus. There's different types that you can make, and they may have different names, but I've watched the street food, and what they do is, it's like they put a batter in there, or sometimes it's egg, and they just like put all this little magical yumminess inside of it, but how they cook it is like these little containers, like mini muffin pans, but they're circular. They put a little bit in here, they stuff it whatever it is, and then they cover the whole thing up with more of the batter, the sauce, and then they slice the sides so they can separate it, and then they just take these two toothpicks, right? I'm sure. Y'all know I have toothpicks. And of course, you know I throw one. Luckily, I got one clean in the dishwasher. They take them and they just be like flip, 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 and they flip them and then they cook both sides. So I'm about to drop like 2 of these in here because they're huge. 1 and 2 into the thing. Of course, you know, I have to get a Ziploc bag, everybody. This is too odd shaped to try to fold over, and then I ripped the bag a little bit bad. So what do y'all think so far? So right now, if you're watching, thank you. I'm going to go grab my phone real quick so I can at least see the Facebook messages because I don't know how to see messages any other way. And I'm sure I have some Facebook messages while these are cooking. Now, I bet you many of you are probably sitting here saying, Tisha, why you ain't call me? Because you know I got to eat all this now, right? Bet you many of you are sitting there saying, you could have called me. You could have called me. But you know, I'm sorry. I didn't call you. But if you see this now, let's see. Okay. So if you see this and you're loving it, great. So what are we doing now? Oh, I'm checking my chicken. Rotating those over. Getting the takoyaki balls wet a little bit. And I keep dropping my sticks. Lucky for me, I have a plethora of chopsticks in this house. So the last thing, or the second to last thing that we have here is going to be the fermented soybean. Now this is this is something I saw off of Me So Hungry. It is a documentary on YouTube. Is it YouTube? No, excuse me. It's a documentary on Netflix, I believe. I believe it's Netflix. And it's about this comedian, Australian comedian who is overweight, extremely overweight, and his friend wanted to do a documentary on the new Japanese diet, the Shanghai diet, Tokyo diet. It has different names and stuff like that. But he wanted to do a documentary on it to see, you know, is this diet for real and will people really lose weight? Now I'm trying to open this not knowing what I'm doing, trying not to mess it up. Oh, may have follow instructions. So what he did was he went and got his weight tested. He went and got everything done. And, you know, found out that as a 30-something-year-old man, his body was really like a 60-something-year-old man. And for 2 weeks, he lived in Japan. And he had to do all these different tours and different things and food tastings, learn how to cook. One of the things he did was he had to eat fermented soybeans because that was going to be one of his sources of starch. Because, you know, even though Japanese people perceive that they eat a lot of noodles, they really don't. Their meal is mostly vegetables, meat, and a little bit of starch. That's really what they eat: meat, protein, with a little bit of starch. But they don't eat the same like the noodle starch. They eat things like this fermented soybeans, which I'm really not excited to try to eat because, from my understanding, it stinks. It doesn't really stink. Because you get them, if you're going to eat them at home, you get them frozen. If you go to a restaurant, they'll make it for you, but it's still fermented. So it doesn't really stink, but it doesn't look pretty either. Doesn't look pretty, right? So what I did was just dumplings are done. What I did was just to make my stomach feel a little bit better, my eyes a little bit better, I got one that came with a seasoning sauce. So I'm going to read these instructions because I'll be honest, I did not read them beforehand. And yeah, so it really doesn't have any cooking instructions. So I guess we're going to wing this. So we're going to wing this a lot. So I have a sauce here because as you can see, just about everything is not in English. Nothing's really in English. Let me check my fried foods real quick. Rotate my chicken a little bit. So Korean chicken is almost like a fried chicken that we would do. Rotate my little balls a little bit. That sounds kind of bad, people. Tisha's rotating balls. Okay, so what we have is the sauce, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw the sauce on here, which I'm assuming is probably like a soy sauce or something. People, I don't know what I'm doing. And then we have something else that I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to assume that it's yummy too. It's yellow. Ah, I dropped it. It's like a spicy mustard. So we're going to do that too. The only thing I'm pretty sure of is I'm supposed to add water. Like a little bit of water though, not like a lot of bit of water. A lot of bit of water. So I'm going to go get some water from my refrigerator. Okay, so I put some water in here, so I'm gonna throw it into the microwave for like 30 seconds maybe. Again, people, no clue what I'm doing here. So let's just hope 30 seconds is enough. All right, so what I'm doing now, as you can't see me, but you can hear me, is I'm getting some sauce. Because I gotta sauce it up, people. So I'm getting some dipping sauce. So what I have here is some dumpling sauce. Hopefully you guys can see this. There's some dumpling sauce. But because I like things just a little bit spicier, I got, and this is not Asian people, but I like it, so don't judge me. But it's the red hot sweet chili. Now, sweet chili is very popular in the Asian world. They all have different types of sweet chilies and things like that they use. And because my actual dipping bowl is dirty, and I didn't clean it from the last time I used it, we're going to use a measuring cup. Don't judge me. It works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the dipping sauce in there. Then I'm going to add a bit of the sweet chili. Okay, I added a lot of the sweet chili. I like sweet chili. I'm going to take one of my chopsticks, and I'm going to mix it up. So it's just like when you get soy sauce and you do wasabi, and you put your wasabi in there, just to give it a little bit of a kick. Yum, yum. So I'm going to go check on my food that's cooking because I think my chicken should be done. Where's my tongs? And the fermented soy is, oh, come on, tongs, walk with this way. I'm going to oh, that smells really good. I'm going to tell you now, this chicken, man, the smells that are coming from this kitchen, I sure wish you was here with me. And then the dun dun dun, the fermented soybeans. I'm going to get me, guess I don't have small spoons. So I'm just going to get me a medium spoon. And I'm going to mix this up. And so just so you can see what this looks like, I'm going to cut off the top so you can better see. Okay, now I understand the smell. It still doesn't stink the way the comedian was because he was like, oh my God, it stinks, but I have to. It kind of has like a nutty, it has like a slight nutty flavor. I will smell like, it does have a slight nutty smell. So look how it looks, everybody. I know a lot of y'all's probably like, ew, this is nasty looking. But you're right. It does look kind of nasty. Blah. But I'm going to try it anyway because why not? I love food, right? And it's also a very good source of healthy starches. Now, I got to stop saying starches. Of healthy carbohydrates for your system. Because from my research and my understanding, it's supposed to be able to give you the carbohydrates that you need in your system without all of the extra stuff like eating a lot of bread and, Italian pasta might do to you. So it's a healthy way for you to get in a good shot of your carbs because you need carbs. Everybody that does these low carb diets, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm not against it because I personally have to do low carbs too because my body doesn't react very well to it. But there's a difference between having a low carb diet and having a no carb diet. You need carbs in your life because it converts to sugar, which converts to energy in your system. Carbs is a good way to get some really natural energy. Think about all of the athletes who carb load because they're going to burn it off. That's the only difference. We don't normally burn it off. We just eat a lot. So I have the shumai out, and this is what it looks like. Oh, I can't get too close because I don't want to drop it in the soybean. That's the shumai. And then these are the, which one are these? These are the leek goiza that I steamed. We're going to put those there. And the only thing we're waiting on now is for the balls to finish cooking. Because I want to make sure, I think they're actually done. So I can take these out, bring my plates back over. It popped at me. I had to tell it to be quiet. So we're going to turn that off. So we have everything we need. And all this stuff, it goes into the freezer. It's all freezable. We have the soybean paste. We have the fermented soybeans. That's what it's called, right? Fermented soybeans with seasoning sauce. We'll see how well this goes. We have all of the fish sauce, and then we have the seasonings that go along with it. So I'm gonna put this down somewhere. Turn off the light. Make sure the fire is out. I'm gonna try not to drop my chopsticks again because I've already dropped like one a few times. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try all this yumminess, yumminess, yumminess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around just to get a little bit closer so you can actually see. I'm gonna move you back. There we go. So basically, everybody, what we have now is we're going to sample the food. But I wanted to get a little bit closer just so you can actually see the foods that I will be trying at a closer area. My coffee cup just fell. Sorry. So here we are with the plate of food. And here you go. Get a nice little view of everything. Censor it a little bit. So right here is the Karan's chicken. This is the, I believe this is the, nope, that's not that one. Which one is that one? This one is the beef, pork, and vegetable dumplings that I pan fried. These are 3 different fish cakes. This one kind of like cooked way too fast, so it got a little browner. They have the shumai, that's shrimp shumai that's back here. And then this one is the leek gyoza that I steamed. And then, just so you can see, I can't smell, is my fermented soybeans. See, yummy. Now this is actually something that people eat a lot out there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it all. I'm gonna get my sauce, bring it around. This is my dumpling sauce that I have down here, along with a little bit of sweet chili sauce just to give it a little jump. So the first thing I'm gonna try is one of the fishes, one of the fish balls. I love them. It has like a spongy taste to it. It's not overly fishy. Let me explain. You know what this reminds me of? For those of you, I know people used to do this. You know how you used to go to the Chinese place and you used to get the crab sticks, the fried crab sticks, and how they would taste? This is kind of what it tastes like the imitation crab. Really good though. Now, I am used to having these fried inside, sliced up and inside of different soups and stuff. But these are really good the way that they are. You can probably use these for appetizers type thing. They maybe deep fry them and then put a little sauce on them. Now, they're all going to taste the same just because they're all made the same. But they all cook differently. Now, this one was actually put in at the same time. And it cooked a lot faster. And I think it's because there's a hole. So it went through and it cooked a lot faster than the other ones, but tastes the same. So fish cakes are a yes. So the next thing we're going to try is one of the steamed dumplings that I did. This one here is the one with the pork fish. Wait, no. I keep saying fish. There's no fish in here. Okay. I do prefer these fried. Oh, because I like that crunch. I don't know if you've heard the crunch. I can hear it since it's in my ear. But I like the crunch when you have these dumplings, these types of dumplings, when you pan sear them. Now, most places, they'll just pan sear on one side and just do one side really quickly, but then put the brown in the other. But I like the crunchiness of it. And I love the flavor of this one. It has, it's one of those things where the flavors is very, very, very subtle. And my sauce is really good. It's still not even spicy because of the sweet chili, but it does help to mute the sweetness that most dumpling sauces have. Now, I've seen dumplings on watching my little YouTube channels. Some of them, they use like this kind of like dark vinegar with the sweet chili, but I didn't know what the vinegar was. So I couldn't search for it in the store, but still pretty good. So next we're going to try is the chicken. Okay, we're going to pick this up because the chicken is just like fried chicken, people. Just like fried chicken. Did you hear that crunch? It's really good chicken. We're gonna dip it in the sauce. I like it. It tastes just like, kind of like fried chicken, but the batter is very different. The batter is very light. The chicken is really good. I mean, it's like eating Chinese, not church's chicken. I can't remember the name of them. Chick-fil-A. It's like eating Chick-fil-A, but it's Chinese version. It's really good, really crunchy. Now, I definitely would do a lot of hot sauce on this. I would definitely do a lot of hot sauce on this one. Get in and kick it up a notch. I would cook these and then toss them in some kind of spiciness. I like spice, people. Now, I didn't get nothing to drink, so we're going to get something to drink for a second. Hold on. So hopefully you're enjoying watching me eat and cook and get water. I'm over here. So I got some water. Yummy. So next thing we're gonna try is a shumai. You see how delicate this is? So I like it plain. It's like a cloud of yumminess. That's what it tastes like. And good flavoring. Now, again, you can get these in several different ways. You can get these with shrimp. I've seen it with pork, chicken. Most of the time, I will say this. Most of the dumplings, when I was in the store and looking at all the different types of dumplings, most of the dumplings is filled with pork, beef, or a vegetable. Did not see too many that was filled with chicken, which was very interesting thinking about it now. So I like it so much, I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to dip it in the sauce. See? Sauce. Now these are really good for appetizers. In some places they do dim sum brunches, and in the DC, Maryland area, there's a lot of places. And there's actually a place that I want to go to. It's not dim sum, but it's a hot pot. And if you want to go with me to the hot pot, go ahead and message me so we can get a set a date. We're gonna have a hot pot dinner. And if you don't know what hot pot is, I'm gonna tell you in a little bit. So the next thing we're gonna have is the takoyaki balls. So I dipped it in the sauce first. It's still hot, people. It's very hot. It's very hot. But this is what it looks like on the inside. So there's my stick that's in here trying to hold it up and not drop it. But inside of it, it is the batter. And then there's pieces of octopus inside. So it's really good, people. I know a lot of people probably sitting there saying, oh my God, octopus, I can't believe. It's just like eating calamari in a bed of fluffiness. A fluffy yumminess. So it's definitely not bad. It's wonderful. It's yummy. So we got two things left. You know what I'm putting off to the side? You know what I don't want to eat? That soybean paste. No, I don't. So sorry. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it, people. We're going to do it. So one of the last things we're going to have is my leeks. I steamed them. Again, you could probably have fried them. You can also, if you're making like miso soup or wonton soup, this is what you can use instead. You can use these and put it in. I love leeks. I love the leek ones. I mean, the meat ones are great. Don't get me wrong. But it's just something about that leek flavor. It's just like, yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay. So it's time, people. It's time. Whew. It's time. I don't know what else to say. I'm finished chewing. Luckily, I have water. And I still have some of my samplings left over. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? That sliminess. Probably shouldn't have watched the zombie movie before I did this. It just doesn't stink, though. I was anticipating, like, the smell to be like, you know, like pass out, oh my God, hold my nose type stinkiness, but it smells, but it doesn't stink, if that makes sense, right? All right, so here we go. Pray for me. Okay. Not my favorite. Don't like the slime. I think that'd be the one thing I could say I definitely don't care for is the slime. There's no real flavor, even with the seasoning pack. There's still no flavor to it to me. Yeah, not my favorite. Won't be trying 2 parts of that. I will finish this takoyaki ball. So the the fermented soybeans. Gonna have to grow to like that. I don't like the slime, which is weird to eat oysters, but I don't like the slime. But hopefully you was entertained. You enjoyed my faces. You enjoyed everything that I did and the cooking and everything. But as you know, I love Asian food. I don't know what I'm gonna feature next. But if you love what you saw, let me know. Give me some love, some likes, some comments. And if you're interested in learning how to do what I do, send me a message. But with that, we're gonna say goodbye. See you later. Talk to you tomorrow.